Alright, y'all, I'm going to teach you the basics of the pellet grill. Now, yours can vary depending on what make and model you have. I've always used Pit Boss. Pit Boss has been pretty good for me. I've got the Austin XL. I have had the Savannah. I like it a little more because I have a little bit more space, a little bit more up and down space because of the extra rack it's got in it. Also, most of the time I'm using Pit Boss Competition blend pellets. That's what I use most of the time, 99% of the time, especially on all my meats. Now if you're smoking desserts, I normally alternate towards the cherry blend, but you can use what you want there. Doesn't matter, that's just what I use. I have people ask me all the time what I use. Now, I like to clean my smoker about every 30 or so hours of cooking on it. You can see right now it's almost due for a cleaning. I've seen them a lot worse than this, but make sure you are keeping up with cleaning your smokers out, guys, because I'm telling you, I have seen them more than once catch on fire and your whole smoker's gone. What happens, all this char here, all this grease, that will actually ignite if it gets too hot. It will form into a liquid again, and then it will just catch on fire and keep burning. If you ever do have a fire, best thing to do, just leave it, unplug it from the source back there, pull it away from whatever you've got it next to. Now, to get to all this good stuff down here cleaning, it's fairly simple. Take this grate out, this one here, this one here, this one here, then you got that plate right down there. Just take that out. What I like to do is take a scraper, scrape all this crap off, shop vac it out, and sometimes I'll also wipe it down, depending on how I feel. I always clean the pit out down here where your pellets drop into, or your pellets feed into. I always clean that out as well. Clean every bit of the ash out, everything. Now, when you are firing these things up, okay, so I see a lot of guys, they'll just come on here, they'll have their lid closed, whatever, and they will fire it up. I don't know why it's on 350, but we will take it down to 225. Most of your meats that you smoke will be at 225, but it doesn't really matter for this purpose, but we're going to put it on there. Now, when you fire that up, always want to leave that lid there open. I'm going to tell you why. A lot of times, when you leave that lid closed, it can actually build up a lot of the smoke. It comes rolling out of there. It can build up a lot of pressure and actually blow your smoker up. I've seen it happen more than once. And a lot of times, I like to leave that vent there closed. Your smoker's always going to have a hot and cold side. For this one in particular, I've noticed it's been on the right side. It's my hot side. So genuinely, I like to keep my meats over here on the left side. Preferably if they can fit on this rack here, I like to keep them away from the heat as much as I can to get more smoke penetration, so that smoke can cook it. Now the reason I like the Savannah so well is because I had that extra tray up here and I got higher up off the heat. You see that smoke rolling down there. So if you got, don't ever do this, but you see when I close that, you see the smoke start coming out of here. Okay. Now, out the sides it's coming out, and out the bottom. Now, if that gets to where it builds up too much pressure inside of there, that smoke builds up too much pressure, it can absolutely blow the lid off the top of the smoke, and that'll be a bad day for everybody. Ain't nobody want that happen. All right, now. See that smoke's coming out of there, and you want to wait for all this smoke to clear. Now, want to give it a few minutes, wait for every bit of it to clear. And that is the point in which you will close your lid once all of that smoke clears. Now, those are a few tips. I got a few more for you. If you just want to hang out for just a second. And when you're smoking your meats, most of your meats, the average temp on these smokers for food that you're making runs about 225 degrees. Most of everything you make you're going to run it at 225, and you're going to run it until your internal temp hits what it needs to hit. You can see we're rolling pretty good through here. On your, you can smoke just about anything. I've smoked anything and everything on these things. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't get smoke penetration and smoke flavor out of the pellet grill, because you can. You absolutely can. It will not be as good smoke penetration, smoke flavor as, say, like a traditional offset or a reverse flow smoker. Not everybody has 3, 4, 5 grand to spend on one of them bad boys. It'd be nice if we did, but we don't. These work just great. Now you see all that smoke's cleared out, looks good in there, no smoke rolling. Then go ahead and close that lid, and once that hits 225, you're ready to throw whatever you want on there. Or, you know, whatever temp you're going for. These things are awesome. I have used these for years. Pit Boss is the main brand that I have stuck with throughout this whole time, and Pit Boss has treated me amazingly. I can cook some good food on them, and they are a smoker. Whether people want to believe it or not, they are a smoker. When their smoke that comes out, a lot of people get them smoke tubes and put in there. I don't do all that. Now, another thing you can do, once you can see this grease on here, the charring on the grates. It's starting to really melt a little bit and liquefy. You can let that go for a while, let it get good like that. You can take you just a white onion and cut it in half, rub that white onion. Of course, you want to get something like a utensil or something. You don't want to do it with your bare hands because you get burned. Take that onion, slide it across through here, and you can clean your grates with it. That's a lot of times that's what I do. That's what I like to do. It is phenomenal. It works great. It works great. So, yeah, that's another tip for you. Now, if you want any more tips or want any help with pellet grills specifically, I can do my best to try to help you out with whatever you're needing help with. Those are just some of my best tips that I don't see a lot of people touch base on really, and it's helpful to people because you want to get longevity out of this. I mean, you know, you don't want to buy this thing and blow it up 2 days after you buy it, or on your first burn off, or you know, whatever. So it's really important to know those things and what to do in those scenarios. Like I said, if your grill ever catches fire, anything like that for whatever reason, the best thing to do is, if you got your lid closed, do not open it, because it will, once that wind hits it, it will produce a bigger flame, obviously. The best thing to do is just let, as soon as you see some flames, or you notice it's getting a lot more smoky than it needs to be, hurry up, go back there behind it, unplug it as quick as you can, pull it away from wherever you got it. If you got it up next to a wooden structure or a vinyl structure or whatever, get it out of there as quick as you can. Now, that is the best way to do that. And again, I already told you, I like to use them competition blend pellets. They have worked amazingly for me. I've tried various different pellets, but those are the ones I always go back to. I've even smoked some desserts with them, but My all-time favorite for dessert specifically would have to be cherry blend pellets. But yeah, guys, I mean, that's about it. Another thing is I do not use these where the probes go in. I have an actual separate probe that I use because I did do a temp test on this specifically versus the probe that I have, and they came out to two different temps. I mean, not by a lot, but I want as close to an accurate temperature as I can get, and the handheld probe that I use ultimately won that when I did the test. So I don't use those. You can if you want. It's not really a big enough difference to really make, in my opinion, but I like to be the most accurate that I can be. But yeah, guys, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this and got some use out of this video. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe. I'm trying to grow on YouTube here. We've got 85,000 followers now on Facebook and 16 million total views within less than 2 months of creating the page. We've always been on TikTok. Some of you might know me from over there. 50,000 on there. So we're trying to grow and do the best we can. Just figured I'd throw this video out there for you to help anybody that needed help. Alright, y'all. I'm gonna head out. Peace.